Well, good morning, everybody. It's such an honor, and it's fun to be back in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Love coming back to Stillwater. I just want to personally welcome Secretary Jennifer Granholm to the great state of Oklahoma, and Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff. Let's give them a big round of applause. And we've been working on some diplomacy. We're all big football fans, and I just found out Second Gentleman Emhoff is a huge college football fan. So we called Coach Gundy. He left practice to bring him a football. So, and Secretary, we're so excited that you're in Oklahoma and you're investing in the state of Oklahoma. We really appreciate your leadership on everything energy and especially renewables and hydrogen and just congratulations to Oklahoma State University for this award. You know, Oklahoma is an all of the above energy approach. We're so proud of our oil and gas industry, and what most people don't realize is we're also #2 in the country in wind energy. And we produce about 65% more energy than we consume. We're a net exporter of that energy, and we're one of only 4 states that over 40% of our energy comes from renewables. And that's why Google's largest data center is located in the state of Oklahoma. And a lot of companies are looking to Oklahoma because of our affordable, reliable energy grid. And so excited about her leadership and everything that the research is doing here at Oklahoma State University to continue that momentum. So without further ado, folks, ladies and gentlemen, we're so lucky to have the Secretary here with us, Secretary of Energy. And so let's give her a big Oklahoma State welcome, and I'll call her to the stage now. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, you guys are so nice. Thank you so much, Gov. Really appreciate it. As a former Gov myself, I know how great it is to be proud of one's school. I'm from Michigan, so go blue. But anyway, so glad to be here, and I really am excited to be with Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff as well, who you know, I know feels like the receipt of the football made the whole trip worthwhile. So great. And President Schrum, thank you so much for welcoming us. And Tion, where are you, Tion? Who we're going to hear right next to her, we're going to hear from in a minute. So excited that you're representing the future workforce of what we are talking about here today. When I was thinking about coming to Oklahoma yesterday, we were not expecting to watch cowboys, cowgirls, pokes using mobile apps or drones or virtual reality or augmented reality, but that is, and so much more, what we got to look at as we were touring the Industrial Assessment Center. And DOE has been a partner in this with OSU, which has been doing this for a good number of years. This is one of 37 industrial assessment centers that we have through funding with the Department of Energy. And the thing that is so important is that it does give students this hands-on ability to see technology in action, to see how to reduce carbon emissions, price of energy, reduce energy use on site. And that is so critical for what we want to do in both attracting and retaining engineering students, making sure that those students see in themselves a future in reducing CO2 emissions and in reducing energy use and in generating clean energy into the future. And not only that, but the average savings that a small or medium manufacturer receives is about $130,000 a year. Hugely important, and it's those innovative technologies that are being used right here that caught our eye. And so today I am proud to announce that we are awarding nearly $19 million to 5 universities who will host new IAC Centers of Excellence, including the Great Plains Center of Excellence right here at OSU. So great. All right. You can see from the map here the whole, I want to say, catchment area that will be served by the Great Plains Center of Excellence. And as I mentioned, the Great Plains Center of Excellence is actually one of 5 centers to try to get as much of the nation as we possibly can benefiting from the expertise of IACs that have been doing this right, like you have been doing here at OSU. And I think we have a couple representatives from the 4 other winners. I think Dr. Brian Rasmussen is here from Texas A&M, right here. Dr. Comas Hayes is here from Georgia Tech. And partnering with Georgia Tech is Kennesaw State University. So Amin Esmaili is here, and Dr. Olu Cow. CAU, all right. Excellent, excellent. So in addition to these, winners also included on the western part of the nation, San Francisco State University, creating a Western Center of Excellence, and then Mid-Atlantic Lehigh University partnering with West Virginia University is also a Center of Excellence. So in addition to that, in addition to these 5 centers of excellence, to be able to get students to assess these medium and small manufacturers to reduce energy, we're also rolling out a $54 million funding opportunity. So this we want people to compete for, to stand up new IACs at community colleges and technical schools and within union training programs, and to create building training and assessment centers. So not just for manufacturing, but for industrial and commercial buildings as well. So this is an opportunity to really spread. Most of the IACs are associated with 4-year universities at the moment, but we want to spread the wealth and get minority-serving institutions, community colleges. We want to spread it so that the entire country can benefit in the same way that you have benefited here in Oklahoma. And so that's an exciting opportunity, and we will make announcements once those competitions have concluded. Let me just say, though, put this into perspective. So the funding for this comes from some of the legislation that was passed in a bipartisan manner from Congress over the past year and a half. This initiative, which is all about investing in America, is one piece of a grand strategy for us as a country to be able to get back the manufacturing jobs that we have lost over the past couple of decades. And this is something that I know Democrats and Republicans can agree on, is the importance of bringing back manufacturing in this country. So you have seen, as a result of the incentives that have been passed, some amazing announcements across the nation. For example, yesterday, the vice president was in Dalton, Georgia, announcing a huge expansion of a solar panel factory to build the largest solar panel factory in the United States, in Georgia. Not just in the United States, in the Western Hemisphere. You also heard her talk about the largest community solar investment. That was in Dalton, Georgia. In fact, you have seen the benefit Oklahoma has seen the benefit of some of these investments. You've got Canoe, an electric vehicle company manufacturer, coming to manufacture here. You've got Rare Earths USA coming to manufacture, because in the past, so much of the processing of the critical minerals for batteries for the electric vehicles was done in Asia, largely in China. And we sat by and we allowed that to happen. No more. We are incentivizing bringing that back. We want all these products made in America, stamped made in America, used here and exported elsewhere. We want all that wind that the governor was talking about, all those turbines, we want them made in America. We want all the pieces, the supply chains made in America. One of the key supply chains for the electric vehicle is the battery, right? Since these incentives have been announced, since this Made in America agenda was passed, 150 battery companies, our suppliers to batteries, have announced that they are opening up shop all across the nation. So it's happening. It's happening from Michigan to Oklahoma to Texas to California to Pennsylvania to Alaska to Maine. It is happening all across the country. And you're seeing massive investments pouring in, creating jobs for American workers, churning out these products. It is very exciting. The tectonic plates are shifting. I can say this as the former governor of Michigan when we saw so many of these manufacturing jobs go elsewhere. And I know, Gov, you may not have been governor at the time, but I know Oklahoma saw a lot of jobs leave to chase low wages in other countries. That is just not going to happen anymore. So when Tion, yes, when Tion and her fellow students graduate and start their careers, we know that they're going to be entering into an American economy that is stronger than ever before, and that means that you can get a good paying, good quality job you can raise a family on and take pride in and help your country lead the world here in Oklahoma and in every state and every pocket of the nation. So I want to thank OSU for giving these students a head start through this IAC. I want to thank you all again for having us today. And with that, it is my pleasure to hand the podium over to President Schrum.
Well, good morning. Thank you all for joining us, and thank you, Secretary Granholm. We're honored to have you and the second gentleman, and of course, our Governor, Kevin Stitt, also an OSU alumni. Go Pokes. I have to do that at least once when I'm at the podium. For being on campus today, and if you haven't noticed, this is the campus for America's Brightest Orange, and we are proud of it. I'd also like to recognize our local legislators, Senator Duggar and Representative Ranson, for being here today. And on behalf of OSU and our regional university partners, I want to thank the Secretary for the great news she shared with us today. As the largest university system in the state of Oklahoma, part of our land grant mission is to be an economic growth engine and to deliver cutting-edge research that benefits our state, our region, and our nation. And this award for the Great Plains Regional Center of Excellence certainly supports our land grant mission and will further propel our efforts to solve society's most pressing challenges. Thank you for joining us today to tour Endeavor and see the center's impact and capabilities firsthand. We're always excited to introduce our guests to some of the brightest minds at OSU and in the world, and to key partners who make our transformational work possible. And one of those bright minds is Tion Foltz, who will be graduating from OSU with a BS in chemical engineering in May. And she currently works as an undergraduate research assistant in the Industrial Assessment Center and will be working in the energy industry as an environmental engineer after graduation. So please help me welcome Tion.
Thank you, President Schrum. My name is Tion Foltz, and I am a senior chemical engineering student here at Oklahoma State University. I've been a student worker at the Industrial Assessment Center for a little over 2 years now, and I've dreamed of being a chemical engineer since I was in the 7th grade. I'm lucky to say I've had numerous mentors that have helped me find my way to where I am now. As the middle child of 3 daughters of a single mother, I've seen firsthand that women have what it takes to achieve absolutely anything they put their minds to. but once I finally got here, I realized just how difficult that can sometimes be. To me, one of the most impactful quotes was spoken by activist Marian Wright Edelman, and that is, "You can't be what you can't see." In an industry with so few people who look like me, it can sometimes be difficult to find confidence in myself and feel like I belong in this field. Fortunately, since the very first day I started at the IAC, Dr. Vora has always encouraged me to speak up in meetings and has consistently asked for my unique opinion on the way that the program is run. This program has given me invaluable experience in safety and manufacturing environments, professionalism, and client relationships. I've also been fortunate to be exposed to a wide variety of industries that have helped broaden my engineering knowledge. I visited plants that manufacture windshields for tractors and forklifts, heat exchangers, and even turbines the size of semi-trailers. All the experience that I've gained has helped me to gain internships and even a full-time position as an environmental engineer after I graduate. I can't even imagine where I would be had I not joined the IAC. I also could have never imagined that I would be introduced by President Trump today, and that I now have the honor to introduce the second gentleman of the United States of America, Doug Emhoff.
Thank you. Okay, so we know we're in a science lab when this microphone just magic. Oh. Okay, who's doing that? Tion, thank you so much. It was so great to meet you in the lab, to see some of the work that you're doing with your colleagues. And you are inspiring all of us. You're going to inspire your colleagues. You're going to inspire this next generation of environmental engineers that are going to help continue to change our world and change our lives. So I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad you got to introduce me. So thank you for that. Wow, what a tour. Doctor, thank you so much. Yes, I got the football from Coach Gundy, but that was a surprise. What was really not a surprise was to see the excellence here at Oklahoma State University, to see the passionate colleagues that you have, the students, the grad students, and just to see the work that's being done, and you can see it. That's what I loved so much about this tour. You can see everything. And you can understand it, and you can literally see the future in front of your eyes. And it's not just, it's the energy, it's the design of the homes that we got to see. It's the design of these small, lightweight wind turbines. We did get to see AI foosball, which was pretty cool. But you can really see it, and you can see the investments that are being made, and you're going to see the impact of those investments not only here for the state of Oklahoma, but for our nation and also for the world. Because Vice President, I just got back from Africa, and you can see the future. You can see the need for energy throughout the world, throughout our nation. So it's such an honor to be here, and thank you so much for that wonderful tour and meeting your team. Good morning, everyone. I am the second gentleman of the United States, Douglas Emhoff, married to our Vice President, Kamala Harris. One of the greatest things I get to do is travel around the country as second gentleman, and this is my first visit to Oklahoma as second gentleman. And I get to do it on behalf of our President Joe Biden on the Investing in America tour. And you heard my good friend, Secretary Granholm, talk about it. It's an investment from our country into what's going to make our world and our country better. And it's such a great honor to be able to do this. Secretary Granholm, she's amazing. I've known her for a long time, even when I was just a newbie political spouse, just trying to figure out what to do. And she introduced me to her husband, say, here, just kind of follow him around a little bit. He'll give you some tips on how to be a political spouse married to a woman in power. And so we've stayed very good friends. She's such a humble, dedicated public servant. She's doing this for all of us, all Americans. She's doing it for our world. And I love doing events with her because I get to see the most amazing things when we're together. So thank you, Secretary. And President Trump, thank you so much for the passion and I can tell you're doing such an amazing job by looking around this great campus. I got to walk around a little bit. We were early. I went to the bookstore. I got to check it out. You're doing a great job. Governor, great to see you again. It was good to see you in D.C. Thanks for all the work that you're doing, and thanks for introducing me to the coach. I really appreciate that. This tour, this Investing in America tour, has been going on, and it's going to continue over the next week. And it's meant to spotlight how the Biden-Harris administration is growing our economy and creating many, many, many new high-paying jobs. And what have we been doing? Well, we're unleashing, as the Secretary said, a made in America manufacturing and innovation boom. We're going to keep that manufacturing and those jobs right here in the United States. We are rebuilding our infrastructure. You've seen projects here, you've seen it all over the country. We are rebuilding our infrastructure and bringing back those supply chains right here to the United States. We are lowering costs for hardworking families all over this country. And as the Secretary said, some of these opportunities are for community colleges and tech schools. So we're creating many, many jobs that won't even require a 4-year degree. And that is all good news. The Department of Energy's industrial assessment centers are training the next generation of energy savvy, smart engineers who are going to help change the world. These centers, like the one right here, help small and medium-sized manufacturers. We met some of them. I think some of you are here from the business community. Save energy, improve productivity, and reduce waste by conducting no cost. These assessments don't cost you anything. They just save you money from these assessments. And the best part is that these assessments are done by the students, and we got to meet many of them today. So they get to save you money, and they get to be trained to get out there in the working world so they can help change this world. And we know that these students, all these young people, are transforming the future of our workplace. They are innovators, they are problem solvers, and they are our next generation of leaders. And for those of you I met, it's very incredible. Very impressive. Through the IAC program, our administration is able to build a clean energy economy that lowers energy costs, it strengthens our energy security, and it's meeting our climate goals. And in addition to creating a clean energy economy, we are also creating jobs, and these are great high-paying jobs. So this all goes hand in hand. It's not an either or. We can have a cleaner environment, which we're going to need, and we can also create many, many jobs while we're achieving that. So it's a win-win. Today's funding announcement, which came through the bipartisan infrastructure law, will create pathways to more of these high-quality jobs that I'm talking about, free and fair choice to join a union, reducing industrial emissions, and enhancing American manufacturing competitiveness in a net zero economy. From day one of the Biden-Harris administration, President Biden and Vice President Harris have driven an economic agenda that is rebuilding our economy from the middle up and the bottom out, not the top down. Since they took office just over 2 years ago, the economy has created 12 million new jobs. The Investing in America agenda is not only making our economy work for families, it's creating jobs, as I mentioned, that don't require a 4-year degree, encouraging private sector investment. We met some of you here today doing just that, and strengthening our communities that for far too long have been left out or left behind. Everyone needs to participate. And over the course of the next few weeks, our administration will continue to hit the road, traveling across the entire great nation of ours and just meeting with folks and listening. We want to hear directly from Americans about the impacts that our administration is having on their communities. from investments in manufacturing and clean energy to awarded funding for over 23,000 new infrastructure projects. Can you believe that? 23,000 new infrastructure projects right now due to the bipartisan infrastructure law. Bringing affordable, high-speed internet to over 17 million households. And our administration will continue to expand economic opportunity in every state across our great country and lowering costs for all Americans. The Biden-Harris administration is investing in America. We are investing in families, we are investing in communities, and we have your back. So thank you so much, Oklahoma State University. Thank you to all the great scholars and professors and scientists and community leaders and business leaders that are here today, other students. It's a real honor to be here in Oklahoma as second gentleman for the first time. What a great way to do it. Thank you so much.